So at the Death and Dying course, right at the beginning, we all were asked to say our names, our experience, what we're actually bringing to the training. And when Helen spoke, I was just like, OMG, this is big. So please just share what you said.
I work for a group called Heartfelt, and we're a group of photographers Australia-wide who photograph stillborn, extremely premature, terminally ill children and dying children. It's as I said, it's a world Australia-wide organisation. There's about 220 photographers, and it's a voluntary organisation with no cost to families. Really, just for them to have a memory of their child. I think a lot of parents who have really sick or children that have died often feel like they'll forget them and won't remember them. And these images provide, show their story, they show their love for their children, and it's a forever reminder that they existed.
It's so amazing. And so your experience is that you've actually got your own history working with dying children and sick children and whatnot.
Yeah, I worked in the paediatric intensive care unit as a nurse for about 28 years. So there was lots of death in that sort of situation. And so when I became a photographer, it seemed like a natural thing for me to do, to combine trying to look after families in these dreadful circumstances.
Amazing. So how do you prepare yourself to actually go to someone's home to do this?
For me, it's about being present, and before I go into any room or area, I just stand and ground myself, take some really big deep breaths, and remember that this is for the family, and it's not about me, and so I can be present for them in whatever kind of situation I find when I walk through the door.
And what do you do after when you leave? Like how do you go from, let's say, being somewhere full of so much grief and sadness, how do you go back to your happy place?
I've learned over the years with my work in ICU really how to look after myself, and so I have a really supportive partner who understands the place that I'm in, and so I often talk to him. I also find the beach, I live near the beach, and I spend a lot of time at the beach walking, meditating, and sort of restoring my balance, I guess.
How amazing. And do you feel like you've chosen to do this, like you feel like this is it's your work, you've been called and you're following suit?
It sounds a bit, I don't know. I do, and I feel like now my life's work is working on a broader plane with other people who are experiencing death or dying and death. And Heartfelt will always be a really part of my existence, I'm sure, until I'm too old and crotchety to hold a camera. But I will expand my work to work with the dying.
It's amazing. So when you say that it's not of no cost, so is this not your work? So you earn no money from doing this. This is from your love. So how do you earn money?
I still do some photography, family photography primarily, and I am very grateful to have. I'm very grateful to have a husband who has a good income, and so I can volunteer a lot of my time to these sorts of
gorgeous
endeavours. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So you get to do. Yeah, it's so beautiful to do your work and not actually get the money from it, but actually get the joy. I think it's beautiful, and that he supports you doing that.
Yes, yeah.
I think it sounds ideal.
It is. It's all about heart.
And I just feel like what you're doing is just so spectacular. You know, like it's touched me really deeply. And just wondering how you found the course, and do you see yourself possibly stepping into actually going the next level and actually being someone that will hold the funeral for these little babies? Like, do you see that?
Maybe, yeah. I'm not sure about the actual. I feel like I could help parents with a ceremony, but I'm a bit of a crybaby, and I don't know that I could stand up there and talk. I don't know. I haven't been challenged
How
with
do you
that
do
before.
the photographs without crying? Or you
Well,
are?
sometimes I do cry. I don't. When I say I'm a crybaby, don't have an enormous emotional response with, weeping, and
Yeah.
I just often shed a tear. And
Yeah.
I think that as human beings, to share those human experiences together, and for them to see that I'm a human being too, and I care about them, is okay. If I found myself getting out of control, which I haven't, I would leave the room and then come back when I got myself together.
Okay.
But maybe I could incorporate my learnings here with that.
Yeah, it's been a great course, hasn't it?
Oh, sensational.
Yeah, we've loved it. And we've had such an incredible deep time with each other, haven't we?
We have.
So for anybody out there that actually knows that this is happening in their lives, and they're probably thinking, wow, what an incredible gift for these parents or mother or father or whatever the case may be, who has a baby that is dying, stillbirth, the whole thing, and they could actually get beautiful, beautiful photographs taken. Can you give the details of
Sure. So anybody can refer anybody to the state representative, and all the phone numbers to get in touch with people are on the website, and the website is www.heartfelt.org.au, and we look after families from there and find a photographer and then organise a session. So
Fantastic. Kate, thank you.
thank you.